Hello and welcome to the fifth episode of our HTML for Beginners series here on Prime Code Media. My name is Sana Mabena. In this episode, I'll be discussing HTML lists. HTML allows us to group or organize a set of related items or information into lists, and this ensures that the information is organized and easy to read. There are different types of HTML lists that we will be discussing in this episode, namely unordered lists, ordered lists, and description lists. We'll also look at how you can have lists nested inside other lists. Now, let's start with unordered list. This is just an example of an unordered list. It's a simple list of different types of sports: football, netball, cricket, and boxing. As you can see, this unordered list starts with the UL tag. An unordered list starts with the UL tag, while each item starts with the LI tag, and list items are marked with bullets by default. Now we are going to, as part of our discussion, we are going to add a similar list to our website project. This is our website project. I'm inside my text editor. I'm using Atom. If you are watching for the first time and you are just wondering how we got here, please check out our previous episodes to see how we got to where we are right now, and come join us and so that we can continue. Now we are going to add an unordered list into our website. The first thing that we are going to do, we are going to add this list inside the body section below the horizontal rule. The first thing before we add our list, what we are going to add first is a level 3 heading, or H3. Let's start by adding this level 3 heading like so. We'll say H3. Oh, my bad. That has to be a small letter. All right, like so. So here we are going to write education. So we are going to add an unordered list. However, ours is not going to be a list of different types of sport. We are going to add a list of the schools that we have attended. And that is the reason why I am adding this level 3 heading. And why this level 3 heading is, we are calling it education, just to show anyone who's going to visit our website so that they are able to see that, okay, this is another section of the website. So this is the section that contains our educational background. So let's add that list underneath here. The unordered list starts with a UL tag. Let's start by adding that UL tag. List items start with the LI tag. Let's add an LI tag. And here I'm going to add the first school that I attended. You will also add yours. Now, since these items are similar, I'm just going to copy this item right here and paste it twice so that we have 3 list items. The only thing that I am going to change is the content inside these LI tags. Here I'm going to include another school. Babuteni SS school, SS for senior secondary school, if you were wondering. Now let me add the last one here. I'll just add only 3, just so that we are able to see clearly how this is going to appear when we refresh our browser. Okay. Now we've added our list here, and we've also added our heading here. level 3 heading. So the most important thing that we need to do before we go ahead is to save our work, to ensure that whatever happens, we do not lose our work. And this blue dot here is a constant reminder that we need to save our work before we proceed. We are going to save our work by coming here, file, and then we save, and that blue dot is gone. Now we are going to check if everything is rendered correctly. Our level 3 heading and our list items, we are going to check them inside our browser. We are going to open this website inside our browser, and to do that we are going to let's come here to the index.html file. We click right, and then you come to copy full path, and then you copy, and then we are going to go to check this to paste this URL inside our browser. Here it is inside our browser. Now let's open it. Now here we go. Everything that we have included is rendered as expected inside, which means everything is rendered correctly inside our browser. We have our level 3 heading, education here, and then we have our list items, 3 of them. And now as you can see, by default our list items are marked with bullets, and we did not have to go through the trouble of adding now bullets to our list items here. By just adding the UL tag, by using the UL tag, our browser is able to understand or read and interpret and render this list item correctly. So by just using this UL tag, we automatically or by default get these bullets. So this is an unordered list, similar to the example that we used. The difference is that example that we used in the beginning of this video is a list of different types of sports, while here we just have a list of different schools that we have attended, but everything is just the same. Now, to continue our discussion on HTML lists, I'm going to use CodePen. Now, the aim here is to show you how you can create these other types of lists. We have added a list to our website project. Now we are going to continue our discussion right here with other lists. I don't want us to use that text editor because it will look cluttered. So we'll just leave it as it is. We've discussed the unordered list. You saw how we are able to create them. And now let's go ahead using this CodePen to discuss the other types of lists. Now, the other type of list that we are going to discuss here, firstly, we are going to discuss the ordered list. Now, the difference between the ordered list and the unordered list is that ordered lists are by default marked with numbers. So everything is the same. The difference is that the list is marked with numbers. Now, unordered list, or rather ordered list, also start with the OL tag. That is very important. They start with the OL tag like so. There is an ordered list. Now list items start with the LI tag. Here is the LI tag. Let's include it. Now inside here we are going to put in list items. So let's just put in our first list item inside here. We'll just put a month as an example. As you can see, we are not even done, but already CodePen, that's what I like about CodePen, it's already showing us the results. So it doesn't wait for us to complete the list to start showing us the results. So we are able to make changes or rectify our mistakes as we go along. It doesn't wait for us to finish and start showing errors. So because we are dealing with similar items here or related items, I'm just going to copy this item and I'm going to paste it underneath here. I'm going to paste it twice so that we have 3 list items. The only thing that I'm just going to change here is just the content inside these LI tags. Here is going to be February, and then let's just put here, we'll just say here it's March. Now we have three list items. It's updating three list items. The first one is January, February, March, and now the difference, as I said earlier on, is that now with ordered lists, the list items are marked with numbers, while with an ordered list, the list items are marked with bullets. So this is the code. So this is the code. Ordered list start with the OL tag, OL for ordered list, and then each list item starts with the LI tag, and then that's how it looks with its bulleted numbers. Again, we did not have to go through the trouble of adding the numbers by just using the OL tag. By default, we get the list items marked with numbers. Now, another type of list that I would like us to discuss is the description list. Let's just delete this description list. Description list start with the DL tag, like so. DL for description list. Let's put in the closing tag here. DL. Let's put it here. Now this is the DL tag, which is very important if you are creating description list. Inside the description list, we are going to have description terms. So each description term starts with a DT tag. Here's the DT tag. This is the syntax. So inside here, let's write, okay, let's put in a month, January again. As you can see, it's already showing here. This is the description term. Now, each description term has a description. There is a description that describes each term. This is a term, and then we are going to have a description, and it starts with a DD tag. Okay, January, as we know, it's first month of the year. So this is how it looks. You can see that by default, the DD, the description, is indented differently from the term, showing that this is a description of this term. So because we are again working with similar items, I'm just going to copy these two items, the term and the description, and I'm going to paste twice so that we have three items inside our description list. The only thing that we are going to change, we are just going to change the month. Here we are going to replace this with February, and February is the second month. Let's go ahead and change this, replace this with March, and March is the third month of the year. Now this is how our description list looks like. We have a term. This is a term, description term, and then we have a description for each term. This is the description. So now this is how the syntax looks like. So every the description list starts with the DL tag, and the terms start with the DT tag, and then we have descriptions. So this is how a description list looks like. I hope you let's just collapse CSS and JS so that we have a clear view of how this one looks like. So this is what you can, this is how you create a description list. Now lastly, what I also found quite interesting while I was doing research on HTML list, I found out that you can actually have lists inside other lists, meaning that you can have HTML list nested inside other lists. How is that possible? It's possible. Let me show you how you can create that. Now, first, let's just create an unordered list like so, starting with the UL tag as required. We have an unordered list right here. We are going to just create this list is just going to have 3 list items. We are going to name them section 1 to 3, section 1, section 2, and section 3. Let's start with the first list item, li tag. We are going to have here, let's put in section 1. All right, by default we have this bulleted. Remember, this is because it is an unordered list. If it were an ordered list, this will be numbered 1. For example, let's just to show you, if I change here to O, you will see that it will change. You see, it's changed to 1 because it is now an unordered list. Now let's just take it back to how it was before, because we don't want many numbers to be on our screen. It might end up confusing us. So we have this unordered list. It has a single list item inside here. Because again, we are working with similar items or related items, let's just copy this item and paste it right here. We have now section 2. We are just going to change this number. Now we have section 1 and section 2. Now remember, the aim is to have lists nested inside other lists. Let's just say we want to add a list to section 2. Okay, we have section 1, that's fine. We have section 2, but what if we want section 2 to have subsections? How do we add these subsections? Here's how we are going to add them. Inside here, we are going to have another unordered list, starting with the UL tag. Here's an ordered list. Okay. This unordered list is also going to have list items, starting with the li tag as required. Now let's just name this subsection A. So this list, unordered list, is going to have 3 list items, subsection A, B, and C. Let's just copy this item, paste it twice so that we have 3 list items nested inside section 2. Let's see how it looks. Now here's how it looks. And by default, it is indented. It shows, the way it is indented, it shows that these 3 items are the children of this item. That is why they are indented this way. So we did not even have to use the space bar to move them so that they are indented this way. They are by default indented to show that they are actually subsections or children of section 2. Okay, so this is how you have lists inside other lists. We have a list items. These are the main list items, section 1 and section 2. Section 2 has list items inside, so we can even complicate it further and add oh, I think we made a mistake here. I beg your pardon. I think we made a mistake here. We should have done this AP, subsection A, B, and C. It looks much better now. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, this is how it looks now. And so we can even complicate it further and maybe include another list inside subsection C. So subsection C has a list. How do we include that list? So we are going to include that list the same way we included these subsections to section 2. Like so, we are going to have another unordered list inside here forward slash close square brackets angle brackets. Okay, let's have the list items inside here, starting with the li tag. Let's just call this sub section, we'll just say C1. Okay, the aim is just to show how these can be created. You can just name these items anything. The most important thing is the logic to understand how this can be created. I'm just going to paste this twice so that we have 3 list items inside here. Let's just put C2 here, C3 here. Now here's how that list looks like. Okay, now we have 2 main list items, section 1 and section 2, and then section 2 has a list and an ordered list inside it, or it has a list nested inside it. And then inside here we have section A, subsection A, subsection B, subsection C, and subsection C also has a list nested inside it, and is called subsections. The list items are subsection C1, C2, and C3. So if we want to continue, we can do that and maybe include other main list items here. We will include okay, a small letter here. This will be section 3. So we have 3 main list items, section 1, section 2, and section 3. Section 2 has a list nested inside it, and that list is made up of 3 items, subsection A, B, and C. Subsection C also has a list nested inside it, and the list items are subsection C1, C2, and C3. It looks kind of confusing, especially if you are looking at this for the first time, but I can assure you that even myself, I was a bit confused when I first saw this, but working on this thing and maybe playing around with this code, you will be able to understand how it's created. It's very, very, very much possible if you play around with this code. I think that is also important as a part of the learning process. I hope you enjoyed learning about HTML lists from this video. Firstly, we started out our episode by discussing unordered list. We also included an unordered list to our website project, which is part of our HTML for Beginners series. Please check our previous videos if you are wondering how we got to where we are. And we also discussed the ordered list, and I also told you or discussed how what is the difference between the different types of list, that is the HTML ordered list and the unordered list. We also discussed the description list. Finally, we closed off by discussing how you can have a list nested inside other lists. I used CodePen to show you how you can have these lists inside the other list, which is something that I said I found quite interesting when I was looking up information on these HTML lists. In our next episode, we will be discussing HTML image elements. Please make sure you don't miss out on that episode. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel and to click that bell icon so that you get notifications when new videos come out. Thank you so much, folks, for watching. Let's code again next time. Goodbye.